Hey guys, I wanted to share with you some of the interpretation and study that I've been led to from the Lord on the dream of my quarters and the rainbow. Of course, when I was thinking about the quarters and how they all landed on, the tail side, my first thought was, okay, it seemed almost like we were playing a Yahtzee game, which, when you get five of the same, when you roll the dice in Yahtzee, it is called a Yahtzee. And the score for that would be 50, which makes sense. I mean, here we are playing with quarters, and you do 25 and 25 would make 50. Of course, there were five of them, but there were two sides to the quarter, and there was five quarters. And when I rolled the quarters, they all landed on the tail side, which made me think of Yahtzee. Well, I'm like, why? That's kind of funny because I looked up the word Yahtzee in Wikipedia and it meant like a hooray, or it was like an achievement, victory cry is what Yahtzee pretty much meant, with me summing it up without reading all the definition. And okay, so I thought, well, that makes sense. When I was done, they were all clapping and they were, yay, hooray, just like it was a big deal that for some reason they all landed on tails, which to me, I know the dream was more spiritual than physical, but to me, when I look at that, I'm like, well, it was a quarter. Don't we normally flip quarters? So immediately when I woke up, I knew the dream was spiritual and I knew what thoughts he had already put in my mind in the dream that I had wrote down, along with some of the attire that I was wearing. He made me feel like the righteousness of the original Eve was to be without shame. And I wasn't shamed in the dream, which is unlike me in the physical because I'm very aware of what I wear and how I dress and how I appear to people, in the sense as I wouldn't want to offend anyone. Well, in my dream, I was not aware. I almost thought that the way they were behaving was some kind of sin. It was just out of a sinful act that they were acting, and he kept telling me, they're adulterous, they're adulterers, and this was like mind talk. I wasn't speaking out loud, but he was reaffirming me in the dream that the way that they were was not like me. So it was very distinctive in reference to me with the others in the room. They were very mindful and worldly, not to an extent that it was obnoxious, but it was a definite, there was a definite division between us, you could tell. And anyways, I looked up the word yacht, and I thought that this was interesting because I thought, well, yacht, sea. So I divided the word into two different words, and I did a study on yacht, and I got a small sailing vessel, generally with smart, graceful lines. Well, graceful, I want you to keep in mind because we're going to come back to that. It means to sail, to cruise, a race in a yacht, a vessel propelled by sail or power used for pleasure cruising, racing, etc. Okay, a vessel. I typed in the word vessel. Vessel came up as a person seen as an agent or embodiment of quality, a vessel of mercy, hollow, a utensil, a cup, a vase, a pitcher, a container. So of course I seen the one that said a vessel of mercy, and then I typed in a vessel of grace because we had the smart, graceful lines. It came up. An open container as a glass or porcelain used for holding flowers or ornamentation. Very interesting to me. So then my next study was, let's look at sea. Sea is a continuous body of salt water conveying most of the Earth's surface, especially this body regarded as a geophysical entity distinct from Earth and sky. Very interesting to me. Well, the number 5 means grace. And I noticed that, there was also the number 5. There are 5 great mysteries in the Bible that, we've kind of come into. So I know the number 5 is significant. The rainbow came up as a covenant to say, to affirm, to declare, bring forth light, truth, heavenly light, to flow, to utter, to say, to flow. Okay, you get it. Covenant. And then you look in Genesis 9:13, and that's when he gave his covenant to Abraham. God did. Also, bow came up. Archer, bow, arc, arrow. And then I looked at the clouds, and they came up as covering in darkness. Also, if you look up the word covenant, token comes up, and it stands for a sign, signal, ensign, remembrance, 10 Commandments, remember, beret, Abraham divided in 2. Think about the quarters being 2-sided. There's the crown of life, the crown of glory. There's 5 crowns. And I feel like these rainbows are affirming something to the significance of 5 and 25. I want you guys to really keep your eyes open with 25 and the number 5, because I feel like we're fixing to start seeing a few things that will make more sense to what's going on with this for sure. I'm going to go ahead and stop this one, and I'm going to go into my next video. I just wanted to get the basics down so that you could kind of know where we were starting from. Thanks for watching.